good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Swift Community Live broadcast of the WTRL TTT, the Team Time Trial. We're out on Douce, France. Sweet. Something about sweets. We're talking about lots of chocolate, I think, in the pre-show here. It's 24.2 kilometers. It's is the total distance. And we're going to have splits at 6 kilometers, 12 kilometers, and 18 kilometers. We saw some questions in chat. We're going to go across a lot of categories. We're not going to just hang out in one. It seemed to work real well last week, and people were pretty happy with it. We'll see how we can pull it off for this week. I'm Nathan Guerra, Dave Towle, obviously next to us. And it seems that we are starting to get the influx again because suddenly posters are showing up and, and the numbers are going up.
I was just thinking the same thing when I saw, Stranger Things. How did that become a theme this week?
I don't know at all, actually.
But I did see it's coming back.
For it. They just kind of
They're so creative. I love that element of Zwift Community Live and WTRL. Nathan, this course is, to be honest, my dream Team Time Trial course. It is so perfect. 25K. There's only a tiny amount of climbing. This is sort of what you see with the Team Time Trial in the middle of, they don't do it that often, but the big stage races. It seems like every, 5 years now, you might see a Team Time Trial in the Tour de France. We might not see one again for a few years, but this is in line with what you would see. And for our teams, the shorter, the more painful it's going to be because they're going to be expecting a lot out of themselves out here, Nathan, as far as speed goes, right? And that means you're going to be pushing really, really hard. So my tip today would be quick, fast pulls. Just get on the front, hit it, get off, let someone else do it.
Yeah, 100%. And it is going to be a difficult day on the bike for sure. As far as a lot of times these flatter courses, there is this reality that it's on the whole time. There is no descent. There's no descent. So because of the no descent reality, you are essentially sub-threshold or over-threshold. You do not get those breaks at all throughout this. The only time that you do get a little bit of riser is the aqueduct. On the downhill, though, you're not really hitting that 57 most likely to get any kind of super tuck. You'll get a little bit of a break there after the aqueduct, but nothing that is too significant. So go ahead and jump right on. Oh, go ahead, Dave.
Oh, I was just going to say, and please do, Nathan, don't want to hold you up, but I was going to say the aqueduct sector race will be won or lost there. As far as the strongest team members, this is when you take a double pull. And certainly not blowing up your team, keeping the speed as high as you possibly can. That's the fine line. That's the Occam's razor, if you will, out here. And I am stoked to see who can get it right. Talked a lot about ZRL coming up. We're inside of 50 days of season 4, and it's time for these teams to get down to brass tacks as far as their team time trialing goes. Today, Nathan, will be a really, really good test.
Will be. It definitely will be as far as where people are at. Well, something interesting to see here is the setup coming from Team ODZ here in this crowd right now. I believe we're in with the lattes. And this is interesting to me because a lot of people have swapped up their setups to some of the newer bikes, but most of them here are on the 858s with an S-Works Venge. I'm seeing maybe a couple of Dogmas in here, but definitely going a little bit old school and some matching, a little bit of matching here. Loving it that in the lattes here, it is a mixed team though. Here it looks like with Smith.
I love this team. I was laughing, Nathan. Quick side note, the Olympic gold medal winner in the road race, Richard Carapaz, he was just given his new Pinarello, and it's funny how the interpretation of gold around the world, right? If you look at in Asia, like rose gold that you might see in Thailand, or what the Russians think gold really is, or what the Italians think gold is, his bike almost looks bronze. In the Ineos account for social media, the person who does that work puts up a pretty funny post about this bike is definitely not bronze. You'll have to check that out. But ODZ, here's a squad that we got to know well. Andy Chambers, Andy Lawton, Brett Elder, Hill Smith, Owen Haseby, Simon Piniel, and The Mao make up this squad. Brits, Canadians, Americans. Let's see how they do here on the Aqueduct.
Yeah, and it's gonna be Hill Smith here. She's doing a really great job here in amongst the boys. Just hanging out, looks like, with a little bit of a gap between Mao and Lawton to the rest of the team. That 3 seconds, but that'll come back pretty easily, I think. As Wild Thing makes his way to the front and pulls the Destroyer Cookies. They currently have the fastest time with two guys, Nada at 8:45. Valhalla Riddle, they're right
You
behind.
know, Nathan, I got to ask you right here. We're looking at an athlete. I mean, you can go to Zwift Power and see for yourself 55 kilo versus some guys on the team at 90, 97 kilo. How hard is it for her at that weight? Because this is not a great course because of this is just a wattage monster course. She's incredible out here today. Speak to that for me, Nathan. You know better than anyone what she's up against here. She's coming through right now. What a beast.
Yeah, I mean, there is just the reality that pure watts on a flat course like this are going to travel faster most of the time. So, on a course like this, taking hard pulls through is going to be a little bit more difficult a lot of times, but she's doing a really great job. It looks like 168 beats per minute right now as they come through on the downhill. This is another section I've seen time and time again. Lighter riders have complained about on the downhills, struggling even to hang on. So as you can see, 241 watt. This is probably close to the threshold at this point as she pushes to stay in. Now she can actually make her way to the front, roll through. Nice job. Up almost to 57
Total
on this
Zwift craft.
downhill. Yeah.
Yeah,
Great
this
job.
is someone who knows what she's doing. And that's the kind of athlete you love, Nathan. You see that when she had the momentum, she used it there. Beautiful. Hanging on.
Yeah, that's and this is a team that's been around a long time, so I'm not surprised to see that they know what they're doing. They look really smooth. Really not a whole lot of juncated actions here. It just looks like everybody knows where they're supposed to be when. It doesn't look like anybody's heading to the front and going, "Oh, I'm not supposed to be here," and then really backing off. You see Mao continues on at 4-5. Wow, very well done by Hill, as she didn't take over the front, which means they didn't slow down through that section because she was not going to be taking a pull, but there was no roll through speed to take a pull with. So yeah, very, very well done here by the ODZ team. They're destroying the cookies, that's for sure.
They're earning them. Hey, Nathan, you know how I really realized that we're moving into a main event time again with WTRL? Look at the number of starters for all of our teams here. You can see the green box there. It's column. It's all 7s and 8s, isn't it? This really shows me that we're getting back to it, which is nice. This is two guys that we're looking at. That beautiful Portuguese flag is something we see more and more of. We've talked about, Turkey and India, Nathan, have been following in the great lead being set by the Portuguese and embracing all things Zwift lately, and certainly esports racing. Portugal now is an established force here, and this is going to be two guys. Again, we're in with our lattes here, and we will jump around today.
Jumping back, it looks like we did lose one rider here from two guys. This TV come right on through. This is going to be, I believe, the Valhalla Riddle. Yeah, Valhalla Riddle. They were the third out on course, so currently with an 8:51, 6 kilometers in. We'll see if they can battle it out to take back some time on two guys. You can see it's very close with the rider nearby list, 1 minute being the difference. And also on screen there, you do see the time difference of being only, Valhalla actually take over right in between them there. But two guys, it looks like, and Valhalla, wow, this is really close. It's 5 seconds, 10 seconds or so between the top.
Oh, this is going to be great.
I mean, this is almost every team is either between 30 and 58 here. This is only 28 seconds between all 10 of the top 10 here. TFC Lancaster are the only ones that are a little ways off the back.
Watched a documentary about rhinos the other day, and it just made me love our woolly rhinos even more. And Nathan, they are in the mix. It's going to be a real battle because Cryogen, the emus, are fierce out here. And you know my opinion about birds. And absolutely, the emus came to take. This is some real racing. We're back at it. WTRL. We're going to get some split times again coming in today from 12K in. This one's going to be done and dusted very, very quickly. It's going to be intense, no doubt about it. And every set, it's going to be one of those great races, Nathan. I'm predicting that 3 riders within 10 seconds of each other at the finish line. And I can't wait to see what happens here with the rhinos and the emus at this next split. Vikings Valhalla. And I appreciate what they're doing there. I can see that the Valhalla riders are being separated quite nicely over on Zwift Power from the Vikings now. So making things a little clearer for us, Wahoo Lacole. I see we've got Chris Allett, Colin Pink, Rob Spink and company out here. This is, I think, some of the Wobble Riders.
Tequila Chasers, I believe this is going to be. I'm not incorrect for Wahoo Lacole. At least that's what they wrote under last week. And Wahoo Lacole is a team that's really done some recruiting across all categories, which is pretty cool to see. We've seen this jersey in time and again as of recently. The classics, they showed up across
they were all
every
over
single
it.
Time zone. Yeah, and now, this isn't something you see. I've seen a whole lot from them. Is a fully kitted out team showing up week in and week out now. So they're a fully committed esports team. It looks like, not just at the top level, but also now across all the categories. Very cool to see the growth of Wahoo Lacole.
Anna Russell would be very appreciative of this kit, I would think. It looks great to me, as this is a team that is clearly ready to have a fantastic CRL Season 4. As we, again, looking at the lattes out here, splits coming in again, you can see it's deadlocked. Tugas, Zinata, and Valhalla Rido at 1737. It's going to be it. The teams do start in reverse order, but things are a little discombobulated right now as far as, another time popping in. Boy, right there, 1748 for the Tequila Chasers. Good catch there, Nathan. Thank you.
Yeah,
that's who we've got.
This is going to be the turns. Right? This is turns coming through. Turns
Sorry,
coming through.
my bad.
There's a couple of I thought it was the emos up front actually, but then I realized this was the fifth team to go out, which makes a lot of sense there. That as we go way backwards.
Some of the birds have more appeal than others, right? People seem to love the penguins when they don't love vultures, or it depends on your taste, obviously. But I'm not sure exactly what a turn is.
Oh boy!
And again, in our constant strive to always get better week after week here at WTRL, Nathan, is that a Wisconsin type bird?
I don't know about the Wisconsin. No, I don't. I haven't seen. Well.
Maybe I have a feeling it's like a seagull. My guess is a seagull. I'll get on. I'll do a research department.
It definitely is. I just haven't seen
smaller
them too close to home too much.
Oh, they're cute. They look great.
Cool, actually.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's with Mohawks. That's a Mohawk turn. There's definitely a couple different hairstyles that they go for. It seems like the turns.
I have a feeling these guys are showing off for the lady turns.
Yeah, I mean, because there is the dive bomber. You're gonna die.
Stealth arrow. Yeah. Here's in my crow. I have a business idea of protection crows, where we would assign a crow to you that would fly around, and if anyone hassled you, the crow would attack them. I think I could use turns as well. That looked like quite an aggressive bird. Well, Crowden always brings it, that's for sure. Turning your attention back to a 1754. That's 1713 from the Destroyer of Cookies, DOC, Nathan. Actually, DOC is not going to be the an acronym you want to use. At least here in the States, I think that would be Department of Corrections. Don't want to go there. Team ODZ.
Well, they might be bringing the baton, locking it down. I mean, they are locking it down.
Flying. They're riding it like they stole it. Anyways.
We having the competition? I don't know. We can go somewhere with that. Here we go. So that's KC now. What's happening here? Where is the rest of the team here, buddy? Fisher, they're right behind him, but he's giving a little bit of a gap now as they go through the cobbles. Does look like they showed up with quite a few, though. Kratzig, it's going to be Wickert as well as Searer, Fisher. All involved. Simon making it way to the front. Maybe, probably.
You think they yelled? Yeah.
I'd be. You ever heard me during a TTT? Like,
I get a little. I've heard both sides. Yeah.
I get a little. I mean, I'm pretty happy right here, but when we're at 180 beats per minute, somebody starts messing things up. I mean, you get a whole. We come to lock. The DOC might be the right thing. It is Department of the Corrections coming at you if you're not doing.
It's not a bad name. Not a bad team name. TFC Lancaster, so the Friday Criterium. Nathan, they go way back, don't they? That's for me one of the first I remember. The yellow jersey, 1758 at the time. Everybody's sitting in that 17-minute range from 13 up to 58. It's not a huge window there. Great job to all of our teams, but the Destroyer of Cookies at 17-13. But here we go. The Emus, nasty, 17-17. So 4 seconds back. Here we go. It's shaping up, Nathan, to be an incredibly intense finale.
Okay, Destroyer of Cookies have turned the heat on because Emus were at 8. They brought back not only 12 seconds, they come over the top by an extra 4 there. That's 16 seconds brought back through this last section. Destroyer of Cookies, the first to start, are now turning the fire up. Where is this coming from?
Yeah, red alert. Red alert. I mean,
that's an amazing turnaround. Really, you rarely see that much of a turnaround amongst this close of a group, actually. So
it's so hard to get a second, Nathan. I mean, like getting 5 seconds is a huge difference between splits. Look at the Friday Criterium here. These guys look
fantastico. About this team as well, actually, Dave. The TFC Lancaster with 906. They brought it back to a 1758 here, still in 9th place, not too far off from the turns, where before they were a little further off. So I wonder if they're going to kind of ramp things up in the back end here with TFC.
I think they had a technical issue in the start, Nathan, to tell you the truth. Because look at them now.
Yeah, they are looking pretty good now.
They look great. All right, so 25-30.
I mean, you do have the Emos here chasing them down only 18 seconds back. So I think the Emos really are on fire a little bit here. 17-17 behind Team Type 1 Lancers. So the real battle is Cookies, Vikings Valhalla, Team Type 1. Where are the Emus going to be coming in is going to be the question.
I like my Lancettes today too, Nathan. Team Type 1 is really rolling here. Okay. This is what we've been waiting for all summer long. I feel like we're back, baby. Okay.
And then there's the Valhalla at 1704. What? Wow. And there's so many teams showing up that times are coming in at the 12K, and it's such a fast course that we don't even get through them before the 18K come in. So just so everybody knows, the fastest time is Vikings Valhalla that just registered that 12K marker.
All right, so we're going to start getting these splits again. 18K out here today, 25 total kilometers of racing. It's 1 lap on this sweet France course. It's good to be back out here. And so Team Type 1F, that's going to be one of our friends or family members. This is a team that's really putting all the pieces together. You're going to hear more and more about this squad. And history, it seems like with 100 years now, almost exactly, actually, to the day, 100 years that insulin was invented. I hate using that term, discovered, invented, but yeah, 100 years. And
the ability to use it in the human body in the way that we do with because we've had insulin in our body, but the way to
so great point, right? So
sorry, I don't mean to get technical. Technical, but you brought it up. Like, was it invented? Well, we had insulin. We
no,
able
thank
to
you.
Do things with it. Yeah.
So I guess really what's significant, Nathan, is 100 years ago, if you had type 1 diabetes, everything changed. You had a chance to survive, which is obviously a huge deal. Yeah, it really is. I love what this team's about. It seems like
if you think about
one of the great
entire bloodlines that are different now. I mean, that's awesome. Absolutely,
it really is. So this team looks good. Great job on the producing, by the way. These shots that you're finding for us here, really good look at what it's all about for team time trialing. Just keeping it aero, keeping the power up, not blowing the team up. And this is a good. It's funny, Nathan. I kind of liken it to a musical instrument as far as the bass guitar. Right. This is sort of like. It's the easiest to learn how to do at first, and it's the hardest to get really good at. Right?
What's going on?
It's not that easy.
What's going on this week with Valhalla versus Rhinos? Rhinos came in the fastest, 30. Right? They came in at the fastest, and
I'm trying to remember what was last week's course because it had a lot more climbing, didn't it? It must have.
We go through so many courses.
We sure do. I can't even remember what we did on Tuesday. Now that I think about it, Yeah, so we were in Watopia actually, but so Viking, but you make a great point. 25-30. That's out of this world fast today for DOC.
Yeah, this Valhalla team is having a solid ride though, and they are currently in the top spot, 1704. We're waiting for them to come through this next
You
18K
think
marker,
they
the
hold on?
3K out. I don't know. It's such a tight race out there today. I mean, we're looking at
Yeah,
Cryogen Emus, Team Type 1, Woolly Rhinos as well. I mean, there is the reality that the Rhinos did win last week. We'll see if they continue to
they look good.
put on the coals. But we look at Team Type 1 at 41 seconds up, and it tells me that Valhalla are continuing to bring back time, actually. They're not slowing down. They are only speeding up out on course here. So I have a feeling they reserved a lot for the back end of this course. They only have 8K to go, 8K to go at this point. So it's time to really anything that's in the reserves, it's just time to start dropping riders off if need be. And they still have the full match book to play with here.
Andrew Sposito, Anya Platt, John Hunt, Kristen Scott, Matthew Zeal, Mike Pounds, Nick Carroll, and Pete Binks making up the Valhalla squad, Valhalla Rydell.
We were on Watopia Hilly Reverse last week, according to
That's what. Thanks, Thomas. Yep.
according to Thomas, who does some really amazing work here, actually. So Stranger Things. This was this was not Watopia Hilly Reverse. This is what the Sweet France supposedly looks like from what we're 303 teams. Dirt Diggler, Pete will a lightning strike produce more watts. Let's find out. Do it. Loving the Chronicle, and we also have a little bit more coming. Oh no, Eat Dirt beat us. Can you believe that? Eat Dirt beat us. How is that possible? Let's make Dirt Diggler great again. Oh gosh. August 12th. Here
I'm
we go.
not surprised at all that these guys are Stranger Things fans.
Who isn't?
It's right in their
Stranger Things
wheelhouse.
fans. That's what I gotta know. Who isn't? That's what I gotta know. The Owls are back. Loving it. Thank you to the Owls for making a poster and getting this going. So as always, and we'll jump in with the older women in Lycra, faster after 50 crew when we get a chance out here today, as the women are just about to take off out on course in about 2 minutes from now. So let's go ahead and we covered all of the lattes, got some features out there for them. We still have, we're going to head on over to the mochas, as that was the listed team for, or listed category for today. And the riders that are going to help us out with that are going to be the GC Eagles, it looks like, as they make their way around course. They were the first ones to head out, and they got a solid time going as they're 141 up from this Cryogen team that's chasing them down.
Same thing. We'll be looking at time checks from 6, 12, and 18K as we move around out here. Good to see the Eagles, though. 4 riders. I guess it is worth noting. I learned recently in the nuances of the rules that teams could start with up to 8 riders, time taken off of the 4th. It's just our standard benchmark rules. But if you do start with 4, Nathan, I believe your time can be taken off of your 3rd rider. Martin can always let me know if I've got that incorrect, but I thought we had made that adjustment to try to be more. I guess it's really challenging in the middle of the summer here in North America and actually Europe as well to get 8 riders together, or sometimes even 4 could be a challenge. But the Eagles are having at it out here.
This is the Holy Rollers, excuse me. One of them kept the Eagles in, but I think that is because maybe coming from another team coming over here. But 4
Great
riders,
team name.
yeah,
Great team name.
29-25 right now. They were, it looks like, hanging around the top 7.
Started with 5, it looks like, so I was wrong.
Yeah, good call there. They did have to drop one off. At a certain point, it looks like. As we move our way through, though, this is the current situation in the mochas. As you can see, it was at the 12K mark, the Sumatran Rhinos, followed up by TFC Hurricane. It was only 2 seconds back to Adam Racing Krypton, followed by Evil Flux Java, and then Valhalla Dragvando. Cryogen Kak. How do you say this one again? Hikes, I want to say. Hikes? I'm not sure. Z Scott? I'm probably
yeah, so I guess we'd have to look that one up. Kaikes? Kaikes, I would say. Oh, but you know what? Odds are good that that C is soft, like siakes. Boy. If the bird is from South or Central America, I'm going with siakes.
Kaik. It says kaik.
Kaik.
Pronounced
There we go.
kaik.
Kaik.
Well,
What do they
cake is
look
good
like?
with me. Cake is good with me.
I'm going to guess they're cute as all get out, like Pawakawakas.
It looks like they're a parrot.
Nothing has been cuter than the Powaka Waka. I don't believe, Nathan. Unless you know of something I don't. I guess that's again an opinion, not a fact.
It has nothing to do with what they look like. The Waka Waka. It's just that they have the Waka Waka Wat. I mean,
I knew these guys would be cute. They look like parakeets, which is probably insulting to their people. But yeah, that's a good looking bird right there. Right? Looks upbeat. Well, it's not. It's a killer. I guarantee you. All birds are. Right, Nathan? Don't let the cover of the book fool you. That is a stone cold killer. It would eat your eyeball out if it had a chance. So
it would. It probably would. Actually,
it would.
Right about that. You're right about that. Oh man.
Again, we've got a long history with animals and flowers and mountains.
Someone just tuning in, like, why are they showing us these birds? Well, you have no idea about this community.
You have no idea.
You have no idea. And you should stick around to find out more. Jump on in, turn into a bird yourself if you want to. So,
the other thing, Nathan, that we've learned about is Norway for sure, and rhinos for that matter. This is going to be cryogen. Now, is this the robins or?
I'm gonna say that this is the robins. This is gonna be the robins, and I think that they overtook
Goldweber
at one point the Z-Scott Thistles actually, because they were the third to go, and Z-Scott Thistles were the second to go out on course. So, yeah, third to go. Cryogen Robins, solid ride so far. Currently sitting in at sixth place, 29.07. A little ways to Goldweber. It looks like Barry now making his way toward the front in this Mocha category. We do have another Vikings team. This is going to be Drangvedal, and they're having a solid ride at 28.20.
Yeah, taking a look here to bring everyone up to speed, that 27.24 from the Sumatran Rhinos is outstanding. So looks like they're on a very good run right here to try to bring this one home for the gold with Adam Racing Team Krypton, 28.04. These are all the final time checks we have before the finish line. 28.11 for TFC Hurricane. In fourth right now is Valhalla Dragondil with a 28.20. Just 1 second back is Evo Flux Jaffa Cakes. That's fifth. Then you've got the Robins, who we were with, at 29.07. Giant Camden Holy Rollers, Cryogen Kyakes, and Z Scott, the Thistles. That's the teams that we've got out here in our Mochas for the mixed category. This is Z Scott that we're with. A lot of Scottish flags, a lot of great folks on this team. Big fan. It looks like they're really pressing right now, Nathan, trying to overtake the Cryogen squad. They got their work cut out for them here.
Well, I think a little bit of disorganization actually amongst the team.
Yeah.
3 off the back, just trying to hold on.
Looks like they're trying to keep everybody together today. So it must be a learning day.
That might be the thing. Actually.
Good for them.
So.
Good for them. As a guy who has been the anchor on the boat many times out there, I can appreciate them trying to lift everybody up. This is groundwater that we're with.
Evo Jaffa, and I did get a top secret sent to me list of this team that Dave does not have, but Dylan Lang, DCAT, longtime cyclist, it looks like here, ex-elite level rower, actually, Dylan Lang on this team. He's the one who actually sent this over from Evo Jaffa, so thanks a lot, Dylan, appreciate that. He's a big fan of the Jaffa Cakes, and this has been a theme with these guys. We had a little bit of conversation, I think, about the Jaffa Cake situation on course.
Q Martin up if you have any questions about him. He is a fanatic.
About Jaffa Cakes?
Actually, I'm kidding. I don't know that he's a fanatic at all, but I do know that he knows what they are, at least. I'm talking about WTRL superstar, our man, Martin Crew.
Oh boy. We're going
Rhinos,
back
though,
a way.
Nathan, going to be doing what rhinos doing what rhinos do.
Yeah, I mean, Sumatran has
They're
always
such a good
been
team.
the top. Yeah, one of the top out there for sure. So just hammering away. We are into the final couple of K here, so we will start getting riders finishing up as Lang makes his way around course with the rest of his team here. Jaffa Cakes, though, I didn't actually ever look these up. I thought I had, but I
I
did
believe we've
not.
seen them before.
Have we?
They looked pretty pedestrian to me. They looked right down, like no more exciting than American Ding Dong, or you know what I'm saying? Pretty
I don't know. I
pretty
don't even
available.
understand that. You don't get excited about those. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So, I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't have one, but I'm not going to fly all the way to England to get one.
They'll send them over to you just so you eat them on stream. Just so you know, they'll
I
send them
wonder
to you most likely just to eat them on stream. I bet you, and then
what
give
we
a
should
review.
do. Go to the experts like Christy Tracy or Leah Thorvaldsen. They've been our what Anna Russell is to fashion in cycling. They are to cookies
Cookies
in
and
cycling.
cakes. Cookies and
Cookies
cake.
and cakes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, Rhinos, though, unstoppable. We're going to be looking at 25K of racing out in France. It's funny that this world was brand new just a little over a year ago. It's become, you really do assimilate these worlds quite quickly. This is going to be Cryogen and Lytton that we're with right now. They've got 6 riders rolling strong, 2K to go, keeping speeds up.
Yeah. This is actually, I believe, I'm going to take a look through here just to make sure I got this right. But
I think
this
we've
may be one of the newer riders on this team. As Leighton, I recognize the name here from a little bit of racing that we've had recently. I'm gonna double check to make sure I got this right. But coming out of New Zealand, Leighton,
oh
Ari Leighton, man, a different name actually.
Oh,
As a
I think I heard this name come up when I was rewatching one of your APAC broadcasts.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe not a relation there, but Ari, same as I believe there's a Brittany maybe Leighton if I'm not incorrect coming out of New Zealand as well. But this is actually a newer rider to the world of Zwift racing here. And Ari's only got 10
Good.
races under her belt and jumped in back on June 5th of 2021. And she's done 2 WTRLs, both in zone 14. And Ari here, it looks like,
They're just about to finish.
excuse me, he, my apologies, but level 12 racer, actually, and only 2 team time trials,
Well,
zone
good place
14.
to start.
Yeah.
If you can, WTRL is an incredibly welcoming community and an awesome place to start. Learning the nuts and bolts of esports racing. There's that New Zealand flag.
And that is going to
Silver
be
Ferns.
most of our competitors within the mochas. They're finishing up. Go ahead and jump on over to the ladies. We'll see if we can find some more of the mochas, though, from the men's in just a moment. But this is going to be Aeonian, a very familiar kit as they head on out in the
Happy
lattes.
birthday. Happy birthday to Aeonian, turning 1 year old this week.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I saw the post about that.
They're
Pretty awesome.
1/100th as old as insulin invention.
So today,
Let's
what do
see.
we got? Is this going to be in with
There's
the
a familiar
lattes?
name.
Yes.
Anna
What, the Spice
Ronkainen.
Girls?
Meteor, Spice Girls, that always has me saying What's Up, Watts UPC, and Crush Pod 2. So the usual suspects out here in Vienna Latte. This is Aeonian that we're with.
We may get an update here on the list in just a moment to see if perhaps We're missing a couple of teams here. NZ Bro Cheese Rollers showed up again. BBB and Toyota Cryo RDT. Good to see in with the Vienna Espressos. Then in with the Vienna here, Frappe, Evo Comets, Crush Pod, and Sox Watts Odd Sox. We'll see how that ends up playing out. They haven't gone across yet for the splits. And then the first split's coming in for Vienna Latte soon enough as they come across the 6 kilometer mark as the R3R Spice Girls, Evo Meters, WTRL, Watts UPC, and then it's going to be Crush Pod 2. In also with the Vienna Mochas. Now, this is the category that's got all the riders as Ionian Bravas at a 9:56 kilometers in. That's the first checkpoint. NZ Bro Pie Sandwiches. Good to see the New Zealand team showing up in force again.
There we go. So this is going to be Anna. We were just with the Finnish rider, Beth Higgs, Claudia Palacio, Cindy Go, Carla Williams, one of the organizers of the team, who has been featured on World of Zwift, a wonderful person, great personality, and example of inclusiveness in the Zwift community. Lala Lawson and Lizzie Archer. Lizzie Archer, very strong rider, as we take a look at the Aeonian squad out here.
Moving back to the electrons, Tompkins here, Yumi. Sorry, it looks like 3 riders only, though. Is that going to be right? Maybe.
How many did they start with? It looks like
Yeah,
they
we don't
started.
we actually don't have them on the list just yet. I think
I
they
have
just
them with
did-
5 starters. Actually,
Okay.
I'm looking at Swift Power. Actually, not
Okay.
here. So I'm bouncing around using my cheat sheet. But it looked like you've got Rachel right here, Rachel Tompkins from the Electrons. And I'm wondering, did Sarah? So so Yumi is the Japanese rider on the team. Joe Hussey, Kath Tompkinson, and Sarah Sade are the riders that I'm looking for here.
Yeah, I can see. Definitely started with a 4, so it looks like on the day, Kath is still here. Yumi is still here.
It's Sarah's.
Sarah is still here. It is then going to be Rachel, perhaps, that didn't make it.
I think
No, Rachel's still here, so it's going to be Kath Tompkinson, who is unable to make either the race or perhaps fell off at a certain point already. If we go back, I think maybe just unable to make the start, though, because I'm not seeing her out on course. Going to be
here's a great example of
she is a very strong rider, though, Kath, in and amongst this crowd. So she's got a 217 watt FTP. It looks like 3.4 watts per kilogram for 20 minutes. I mean, amongst this crowd, that's a pretty high. So a big asset being lost here, it looks like, for them amongst the Vienna Lattes.
What I really like here, Nathan, is that they didn't let that stop them from continuing on. They've known that they're only going to have 3 for this entire race, and they're continuing to race. So, Rachel, you keep it up. It'll be even more inspiring if they can finish in the top 2 today, starting with so few riders out here. So, all right, ART Electrons team gets the Courage Award. Good way to start things off as they head out into 20, let's call it a little more than 24K of racing.
Evo Meteors coming through with a 9:43, 9 seconds back from the WTRL Watts UPC. It looks like, and they've got a lot of riders.
What does UPC stand for? Have you cracked the code on that, Nathan?
I think I did one time, and then I have to go back to school. So,
you know who might know is Martin, WTRL World Tactical Racing League, which is what we are all about. We're taking a look at Crush Pod with a 9:16. Ooh la la. 9:16. Holy cow, they're flying out there. So Watts UPC from WTRL has moved into the second slot. Now 9:43 for Evo Meteors, and then the R3R Spice Girls rounding out our top 4 in the Vienna Latte category here. All coming through that first check. The second check is pretty quick here. In another couple of minutes, we'll start getting times in from the midpoint of the race. Short and sweet. Maybe not sweet. Short and hard out here today. with less than 25K. Not often do we go under that threshold, but it's perfect for sharpening your sword out here. So we're in with the Evo Meteors now. And
What's
they've
up,
got
Cat C? Martin thinks it might be. He says it might be
Ah.
What's up, Cat C, which might make a lot of sense there.
That would.
Sarah Kirby, Aya Castilla out of Finland, and Charlotte. It looks like and Charlotte Bivol,
Sweet.
Wendy Schroeder, Tracy Aldridge Jones, all in, and Kate Fargus as well. Is going to be the riders that have showed up. Did I miss one out there?
I like to call Anne Charlotte AC.
Keeping it cool.
The Swede on the team. Yeah,
she's
nice job,
it
ladies.
cool. I mean, that's the way to go. You got she makes sure everybody's got the maximum wattage she can, as keeps everybody chilled out on course.
I tell you what, looking at that team on paper, talking about Evo here, this is what you're looking for as far as evenly matched riders. They should get the most out of each other, and they're doing exactly that in team time trial formation. Flat out pinning it right now is Evo. So you can see, Nathan, they are in a real battle right now with Watts UPC from WTRL here for a second. They're going to have to really push to get up to Crush Pod 2. That's a monster squad, Crush Pod 2. They've become one of our favorite teams here. One of my favorite teams. I'll speak for myself. I think Nathan loves everybody equally. I do too. I'm just kidding.
WTRL, Dave's just admitting he has favorites.
Yeah,
WTRL
just biased.
here.
I'm totally biased. It is hard. It is easy though. You know why I say that? Because we've met them, Nathan. You've had them on as guests, and any team that we have a chance to hang out with in cam, you feel closer to them. You root for them more.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to go too deep into that one, but there was a good teaching on kids. All your kids are your favorites. They're just a different type of ice cream. So both favorite. Strawberry, that's my favorite strawberry. Chocolate, that's my favorite chocolate. Both favorite. So
I learned that with friends' kids, where it's like, don't tell one that they're doing the best. That'll come back and bite you. That's for sure.
So we do have, it looks like WTRL and this team able to see each other's time checks, which has always put the pressure on. Well, at least see the time between them. And Evo versus WTRL is the conversation right now for that second place on the podium, 9:43 and that 9:34. As you can see, riders nearby list 4 seconds, and right now, if Evo want to win, they need to bring this back.
Nathan, we've never really discussed that. That's a great point, and I know you use that as a tool a lot, but for the teams, they are getting in real life time splits off of the teams that they're starting around. And I think that's super interesting.
Yeah, definitely. That, and I would watch that.
It doesn't work for
closely.
every team.
No, it doesn't, but I would watch that very closely. Especially since you start
Especially
near teams
seeded.
that are usually you're seeded by them,
right.
So you can kind of judge things. We would be battling with a dirt team in Zone 14 every single week, and they would always start behind us or in front of us, depending on who won the week prior. And it was always like you could see where things were at with whether or not they made time or not, and you get this confidence boost if you were like, oh, okay, we've brought back time on them, or you'd be like, oh, guys, we got to do something here because they've brought time on us. So it definitely is a little bit of a motivator. It still is hovering around that 56. And it does kind of motivate you to get organized as well as we head up and over the top of the aqueduct here. This may be a section that Evo could bring some time back if they really put the hammer down without separating the team out.
This is where, I've talked about how events are judged by the quality of the competition, and certainly your effort is going to be judged by the quality of the riders that you're racing against in real time. Now, this is a great example of, for a team time trial squad, how to make this work. You want your stronger riders here to stay on the front and keep a steady, fast pace and give the riders that are growing into this a chance to sit in the wheels. And they're doing a tremendous job of setting a pace for the team. It's as fast as you can go without blowing up the squad. Way to go, Evolution Racing. This is Aldridge Jones here. Perfectly done. You couldn't ask for better than that, Nathan. really impressed. Now, what's that going to do out here? Because they're looking to bring back that 9 seconds on WTRL. And WTRL obviously is going to be looking to try to come up on Crush Pod 2. I mean, that's not over.
I've been watching the watts per kilogram here closely, and they're very disciplined, this team right now, from what I
It's
can
really
see.
good.
I've been watching, and the riders that have been on the front are not overcooking themselves too much. And it just seems like they're staying within their own ability levels here to keep the riders kind of together at the same time. I've seen a very interesting fluctuation, 2.9, 3.0 on the front. Then another rider will come through at 3.7. That's a full watt per kilogram. So they're definitely riding well enough within their limits right now to keep everyone together and get as much out of the whole team as they can. Now, the difference here is from WTRL, I've seen a very consistent over 3, though, most of the time from them. But never this 4.0 that I saw from a few of the Evo riders. It'd be interesting to see later on which one pays off. I get the feeling that perhaps WTRL will get the better with a more consistent parity with the watts per kilogram all the way through, rather than these punches into 4, maybe from a couple stronger riders, followed up by under 3.0, though. Keeping everybody together, great with the Evo team, but I'm not sure that 2, that less than 3, and the consistency there might not pay off. As the lack of a little bit of consistency at those higher over 3.0 might not pay off quite as much as we're going to see from WTRL here, who are consistently 3.0 now to 3.8 on the front.
If there was ever a course that was speaking to negative splits, it's this one. You're going to need to come in faster. So the back half of the course should be much faster than the first half here. It certainly is going to be if you're going to be winning out here now. So we're going to get checks from 12K. We also have an 18K check, but 12K will be coming in quickly. And I agree. Until I've had one, how can I even speak, right?
Yeah,
about the
Jay's
cakes.
essentially telling you have to send him Jaffa cake.
Yeah, I'll get you my address. Yeah.
Live on broadcast? Nope. Okay, Crush Pod. Here we go. 4.0. Crush Pod are doing what they do and just kind of walking away with this one. Yeah.
Yikes. This is a squad.
It's a pot of watts
right here.
I mean, that's what this is.
Wattage pottage.
That's actually really great. There we go. This is the wattage pottage from Crush Pod right now. As they come
I hope
through.
they use that wattage pottage. So this is how you do it, Nathan. Are they 8? Yeah, 8 together. They've got the fastest time, 19:23, coming in there from Evo Meteors. Now, remembering Crush Pod was the last team to start out here. We'll see what they put up. They'll be coming through that check. Actually, we should have that time pretty quickly here. This is fun. Crush Pod is a team that is on the rise. Talk about a great trajectory. Langhammer, the German rider that we're looking at here, it's a European squad. I actually should shout out the entire team. Scottish rider Amy McQueen. Then it's not entirely European. I apologize, Carly. Carly Graham out of New Zealand. Looking good, Carly. Curly Wild is out of the United Kingdom. Then we've got Lynn Mahi, Madeline Hatfield, Nan Deerdorf McLean, Regina Langhammer there, and Sarah Hermans. That's the ladies of Crush Pod 2. Fantastic job.
The most experienced, very experienced team. There's one rider here, Lynn Mahi, only 2 WTRL TTTs actually. And the rest of the team, this might be the first for Amy McQueen as well. I'm not positive. I'm going to double check this. But Amy McQueen and Mahi may be newer in additions to this team of 8 at this point. Level 24 for Amy McQueen. And I'm actually seeing I'm seeing a lot, actually, WTRLs. It's just not listed. It looks like, oh, no, she's got 11 under her belt. My mistake. Carly Graham, then, perhaps? That doesn't have any listed. But the 2 WTRL TTTs from Lynn Mahi, level 28. She's done Platinum League back on the 29th of July and the 5th of August. But that's going to be it. So this is going to be a newer, so maybe a little bit of a pickup here for Crush Pod. She's a very experienced rider, actually, on Zwift, level 28, and has been doing it since, it looks like, she's got 6 months of Zwifting. and racing and riding, and actually doing the cool to see she's doing the KX3 women's freestyle ride. That's gonna be I believe the Christian Armstrong ride. So she's been jumping in with that. That's I wonder if maybe something that attracted her to the platform a little bit. But the most experienced on this team, that is going to be Nan Deirdre McLean when it comes to the TTT. She's coming in with 25 of them, 25 weeks of team time trials.
Wow, that's 1 in every 5 that's been held. That's impressive. They're closing in, actually, Nathan. It's going to be interesting to see if they can. They will. I am anticipating make the catch of their minute team WTRL here. Slowly but surely, they brought this down to under 15 seconds now. So,
wow, I just want to shout out in the frappes though, as we talk a little bit about these teams. Pretty crazy. There's some of the riders here amongst the men category, actually mixed category. 106 TTTs in R3R ACDC. 103.
That's incredible.
Stephen Carson
so 121
and Stuart Bullock. All over 100 TTTs.
That's got to be the record. Martin would know. We've never discussed that.
I think there's a couple of people who have done almost every single one, actually.
We need to give them a shout out.
So 105 for Robert. Let me see here. Robert Smith from the no. Excuse me. Sorry. Robert Smith has got 31. Vance Null with 105 on the Lancets that we were just covering a moment ago. And then 115. Gordon Sloan has missed 6. 5 team time trials because today is going to count. So he's mixed 5 team time trials.
What team is Gordon on?
He's on the Woolly Rhinos. No wonder they're demolishing
kidding.
Things.
Well, guys, thank you so much for your support. That's incredible. I'm glad that we had a chance to shout you out.
But Crush Pod, I mean,
Talk
you're
about
also
dedication.
crushing it. I mean, between all of them, they've got well over 100 participations here. The whole team almost does as many as Gordon. So, I mean, that's
and they're one of the better teams.
Yeah, they are because and then you have a team like NZ Bro Pie Sandwiches that are over in the Mochas, which I am going to jump over to. It does look like Crush Pod are going to be walking away with this one. That battle between WTRL, Watsu PC, and Evil Meters, I'm kind of waiting for that split to come on in. And then we'll get an idea here. If we do go up to them, it does look like WTRL has pulled back some time, 15 seconds. So I have a feeling they're going to extend that lead for...
it's going their way right now, isn't it?
They're bringing Evo back, it looks like. Yep. So Spice Girls then out there, they're going to be coming in for, it looks like 4th place. So we'll head on over to the Mochas or the Viennas in just a moment here. NZ Bro, the Pie Sandwiches, always great to see the newer teams showing up. Dave, that's always super exciting for me.
And out of New Zealand as well, which is another growth market. I credit our friend Anna Russell for all that she does down there, but it is nice to see, Nathan, no doubt. I did have a question about pie sandwiches. I'm thinking it's ice cream pie sandwiches, but I could be wrong. It is winter time now there in New Zealand, but this is a team that, let's see what we've got. The all black jersey, certainly fitting. New Zealand, pound for pound, ounce for ounce, one of those nations that just so impressive on the international sporting arena, but this is not their greatest moment. We'll figure out what we need to do to get this fixed up.
Well,
looks like we were just waiting for a rider for a moment.
NZ Bro is a newer team to the whole,
figuring it out, right?
Right, and as far and that's the other thing between them. They have this. It looks like Ali Kimber out here. No longer, it looks like maybe got dropped off from the group, but one team time trial with Ali Kimber. We're seeing the most experienced rider out here is going to be Bruno Sameo with a solid 32, but I'm not seeing Bruno here. Perhaps that's going to be that may be their DS. Maybe that's what's happening there. I'm gonna see, and perhaps I'm a 4 years fanatic, everyday Zwift rider. Looking like here from Bruno, and I have a feeling that now just signing up though for Zwift Power.
Here
Only
we go.
3 races on Zwift Power for Bruno. So interesting to see.
Hey, just want to shout out NZ Bros got it back together out there. Good job, ladies.
Yeah, amazing job, amazing job. Definitely don't have the full squad though here with them because I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 riders in the sign up for the pie sandwiches actually. So I think they are missing a few, and I think one of them is a DS there. So
And it really does speak to the steep learning curve. Your first couple team time trials are really a challenge on just uh, one, just figuring out how it all works, and then how to get the most out of your team follows in line with that. And it's always impressive when you see the difference between teams' first couple rides and what they look like after 8, 10 times out here. And then it gets, increasingly hard to find those gains. It becomes almost microscopic when you're looking for how do we get another second out there. And then that's when you're up in that Aeonian range. And we're looking, this is going by so quickly. Aeonian, happy birthday again to all the women on that team. And this is the Bravos with that 28:46. But Nathan, as we look here at our Vienna women, I'm going to say that 1908 from Kirchmeier Vienna Latte, that's another performance that really speaks to the standard that Kirchmeier has set. They are back at it. The German Austrian combine squad looks like they're on a roll again out here today. We'll see how that split comes in for them and if they're still the top team out there. Again, this is our Vienna women 24.3K of racing out here today in France. And it looks like they've got everybody together right now.
Evo Stars, Groove Salad. I always like to see Groove Salad out on course. That name just has been very, very
Sounds like
present,
a band.
very present as of recently in all of the broadcasts that we're doing. They had a 3-minute start delay. They were out on course. Third to go, it looks like. They did start with 8. And do they have 8 with them still? It looks like it's going to be 7. So they had to drop 1 off for what I'm looking at here. Allison Watt, Groove Salad, Janice Boquette, going to be Jennifer Lepp, and then Joe Reed, Leonie Cox, Tony Howell, and then Vaughn Tooby, all for the Evo Stars. The Vaughn Tooby here with only 4 looks like a new recruitment to their TTT because Evo obviously a team that's got plenty of teams been doing team time trials for a while. Got 4 underneath their belt. The rest 40, 43, 27, 31, 20, 36. I mean, this is a very experienced squad, all in the 20s to 30s, double digits. Most experienced rider for TTing out here today with this squad is going to be Lonnie Cox. And has she made the group, though, Leonie? Or is she perhaps DSing for them? Level 50 Zwifter. And I get the feeling that perhaps Leonie is off the back here at this point, unless LH. But LH is maybe. Sometimes they have the name in game that you can't identify it. So this might be Leonie.
Yvonne Tooby that we were with just a moment ago. Again, Evolution, the team.
Yeah, Evo.
That's Yvonne. There we go.
Evo Sparks, Evo Stars. 20 seconds difference between the two teams. So we'll see how that ends up playing out. It is the 5th to go. So
Evo continues to grow, Nathan. I'm going to be interested to see what their time looks like. It's really the WCC Infernos and Rave C Euro that are tightly bunched together with Rockies as well there. Looks like a battle for silver is going to be really shaping up. We'll see if that holds true, though. The split from 18K starting to roll in.
I'm gonna just double check in with our top teams to see how what is happening here. No way. No way. Are you kidding me?
Cheese
This
rollers. Wow.
this is really really unexpected. I'm gonna jump over real quickly because
Talking Vienna espresso here,
yeah,
and
this
we
is
were talking about
not
NC,
expected.
bro. Yeah, so it's not over, right? That's 18K, a 4 second difference there between one of the monster squads, Toyota Cryo RDT. This is huge for NZ, bro.
Yeah, this is absolutely huge. I mean, this is a level that they're just coming to the line actually. And
Fletcher,
yeah, we'll
team
see if we can get this
together.
to
Wow,
populate
looking
here.
just monster right now. The All Blacks here. So this team, Nathan, was just we were just praising, and there's depth to this team, and now we're seeing some high-end firepower. As this one is done and dusted, is it going to be enough for a win for NZ Bro? We're going to find out pretty quickly here.
Up
It's a
against one of the
standout ride today.
fastest teams in the world of all of Zwift right now, the new NZ Bro team. And when I talk about this
And
being
they're
a
all
new
8
team,
together, finishing with 8.
I'm not kidding here because if you look at the numbers that they've done, the cheese rollers between them have less than I think 50 races between all of them. Some of these riders 3, 5, 5, 4, they've got less than 5 across them. Most of them have less than 5 actually. The most experience is going to be Heather Neal. They are starting to get and we said this last week.
Now,
Remember we said that they're showing up and they're showing up for real at the top level to try and learn some things. They had a rough go last week. They didn't finish like this. Will they hold off that 5 seconds between them and Cryo RDT? Now, Cryo RDT being one of the strongest, obviously.
yes.
So,
I'm
will
going to
this
say
work out?
one of the things, I mean, starting with 8 versus the 4, nice advantage for NZ Bro. Natalie, Laura Wood, Emily, Colette, that's Danielle, Heather, and Holly with Marcel Smithers making up that NZ Bro team. This is going to be Jenna Baril, Carrie Paul, Luis Gamst, and Tammy Miller for Cryo Toyota. But, excuse me, we're with BBB right now. I was talking about Toyota Cryo RDT. This is BBB starting with Ann, KT Bauer, Sarah Lucas, Teresa Davlett, and Tracy making up this team. They've got all 5 that they started with still together as they're into the final 100 meters here, Nathan. They're going to actually punch through, and their finishing time will be recorded. This is Cryo. Is Cryo done? I mean, it's possible. These are 4 very strong riders, Nathan. Are they going to be able to overcome the 8 strong NZ Pro team who were a wrecking crew out there, finishing with all 8 Toyota RDT? All right, we'll go to the API.
Yeah, we'll have to go back. Now we're back in with the Viennas here as we come across over to the other NZ Bro team that is in the Viennas. But wow,
That's fun.
Yeah, that was
That's
quite the
fun.
ride at the top level there, and we'll see if we do get results in pretty quick. I do want to highlight real quickly what the kind of course records we've seen in the past here on this course. Sox Watch with the 32:45. We've seen Dirty Rascals rise there with that 35:58. Have any of these been set today? I wonder. We'll have to get an idea here. Innovation Euro Aliens there 30:17. Eat Dirt at 30:55. ATP Racing Hive, as you can see, ACR Purple Amada. This that we're looking at with the Viennas right now, 38:51 is that fastest time. 32:45 Sox Watch WRT. Not sure that's going to be challenged at as it's the fastest team we've ever seen in team time trialing at the top there. TFC Hurricane, Vikings Valhalla, Evo Vortex, all of the records that we're seeing out here. So
it's a tough time of year for course records, to be honest. You're not going to see too many fall. That won't be true in another couple months.
Ooh.
This is a different NZ Bro team that we're in with, but showing the depth of the program, the movement coming out of New Zealand here.
That's what I would definitely call it too, is a movement. It is most definitely this is awesome to see, and really excited about NZ Bro showing up, and we'll definitely be highlighting them throughout the entirety of the ZRL because this is not a coincidence in any way whatsoever, from what I can see. So WCC here now, making their way around course as we jump back in with our Viennas for the ladies. And as we do, we'll see if we can get some times up on screen for you. Give you an idea how things are playing out. And this is the Infernos. They currently had a 19:24 at the last check mark. Aeonian Bravas, 28:46. Currently the fastest time. Not going to be faster, I think, than Kirchner Vienna Latte, though, as they had a 19:08 last time we checked. But the Infernos now here, they're trying to battle. This was the fastest team coming in. They started 12th. But it looks to me that today it may be Kirchner, but we have seen on the back end of this course some fading, haven't we, Dave?
Yeah, well, that's the name of the game, is to not fade the strong teams. You're exactly right, Nathan. So avoiding that is how you win out here. And I have a feeling Kirchner Vienna Latte will not be fading at all. I'm expecting them actually to pour it on, to tell you the truth.
Usually
We'll see.
what we see from them. Usually it is what we usually see
that
from
good.
the Kirchner team. They are really that good. So now interesting to see here. WCC, is there their second WCC team perhaps? Because the Infernos were the 12th to start. And I'm looking through here and perhaps we've got a second WCC team that I'm not recognizing out on course, but or maybe they started in a to figure out what happened there. But the Rockies now, as we move our way backwards through these teams.
They were up there. They were
ago.
sitting 4th at the last split.
So what I'm saying is that their positioning is interesting. I just went to the 5th team, and the 12th team is that far up? I'm not sure. So
I hear you. Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah, we'll see how that ends up playing out. The Sparks. There we go. As we went through, let's go ahead and highlight the Rockies here. We don't want to just jump on over. As this is going to be a team for the Rockies that is Elsa Curtis, Blair Knoll. It's going to be Chelsea Williams, Debbie Thomas, Elaine Hardiman, and then Ina Ketzer, Kim Burton, and Rebecca Bonsall. Very experienced team, actually, all with 20 to 30 WTRL TTTs underneath their belt and plenty of Platinum Leagues recently. I've been noticing this team a lot. I'm liking their kit. They've done the Fashion Police well. Oh, look at this. They all have, except for one. And, this is the thing, is Anna's not sure about the backwards cap. She's, now Kate is, it seems like. Kate has been promoting.
Kate loves it.
Yeah, she absolutely loves it. She's all over her socials here. Rebecca going to the front to let us know she's just got a helmet on. She still needs to do the off the map, it seems. But I still need to do the off the... Is there any left? I might be in trouble here. I need to get on... I need a backwards cap.
People love the backwards cap, but I heard Anna is, not signing off on it yet. She's holding out. So, but she also hasn't dissed it, which usually you get a pretty strong reaction from Anna.
She's also not level 45 even, so, I mean...
Yeah. Newbie.
She didn't know what the Rebel route was, so I at least got that on her at the last broadcast.
That's a first. That is a first that you get one over on Anna. So they the herd of Rockies here, the herd Rockies, I should say. The Rockies are a mountain range. They've just got a few 100 meters left.
The herd of Rockies, that would be an interesting thing. That's scary. Stampeding mountains coming at you. That's what we're looking at right here with Elaine and Rebecca Blair all to the line.
The Rockies stampeding over the Sawtooth Mountains and the Smokies. All right. Cascades.
We're jumping around a little bit here as we lose a few.
Sierra Nevadas. All right. Wow, way past the finish line at 32K.
Back at the Aqueduct.
Yes.
It's going to be, we are able to, thank you very much.
This makes me think of Dunkin' Donuts, that team name, for some reason.
This is going to be WTRL drafting Dinos. They were the 4th team to go out on course. A little bit of a sprint to the line coming from their...
Dinos Uno.
Crazy Pants. Crazy Pants going crazy at the front. Good to see. Nice job. Z-Sun now making their way around course as well. And, wow, that's a big gap between those teams. That was like the Dinos came across the line. Now we're looking all the way back 2.5K. So Rave
Uh-oh.
though
Here's a catch.
on
Yeah.
the go. Always good to see Rave out on course.
To watch the anatomy of a pass here.
A little bit of an acceleration. This one's a little bit of a mess, Dave, to be honest.
Little sticky. Yeah. A little grippy back there. We've now got a Peloton.
Well, there was actually 3 teams all coming together there. There's some dinos. No, there's some Kirchmer coming through. 4 riders trying to get unstuck. Rave flying through everybody. What is going on with Rave today? Are they the fastest
Belgian
team?
Raver. Yep.
Or, I mean, what's happening here? Because KC...
I think
no, they're not. KC is an 8.
That was not
they're slower.
Yeah.
No, so there's 2 Kirkmeyers. That's why. There's 2 and 1.
Oh.
That's why, right there. So currently
Gotcha.
in 8th here, Rave there in 6th. So that's why Rave come flying by. And as they do fly by, this is great to see Rave as always. One of my favorites in the last year, showing up on Rave C Euro. This is going to be Andrea Nett.
They have their own dedicated soundtrack.
Laura Nordine, Patricia Christoph, Sarah Lasvida, Tiffany Colby. Solid ride. And they do.
They got about a K to go.
Soundtrack. They did not send me that music. They didn't actually make. That'd be cool if they actually made their own music. And we're like, here you go. They bring the dance.
They're not only a team; they're a band. We haven't had a band racing together yet out here. I'm sure that happens.
Special request coming in from Dave. You have to play. You have to play instruments and race the TTT at the same time.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if we had a team pull that off here. Well, this last little bit really hurts when you're in a pitched battle. We'll get some updated data and have some results for you for everybody that raced out here today in the 121st edition, consecutive. Haven't missed a week in over 2 years. Thank you to Martin, Steven, WTRL in full effect once again. And it'll be interesting to see how this one all sorts out here. Does Kirkmeyer Vienna Latte post another big one? It looks like all signs point to yes, as the Magic 8 Ball would say.
Yeah, it does look. I mean, they're closing it down even to Z-Sun here. It looks like ahead of them. There is another WCC team out on course, it looks like. I was correct about that. So there were 2 of them. So this is going to be the Infernos. They were the fastest last week, but it looks like KC have showed up to race and said enough is enough of that as we look at Ella taking a pole toward the front. Irene, it looks like coming out of Switzerland. The rest of them out of Germany. Astrid, Heike, Ella, Claudia. How many did they start with? Only 5, so they've all stuck together. Astrid Banzek, going to be Claudia Kruppel, Ella Kroll, Heike Marshall, and then Irene Eglin for the Vienna Latte 1 Kirchmer team, as we again lose a few of the riders here for just a moment and look around to see if we can find. Is some Sox Watts actually out there? The Odd Sox? They're racing.
They were. They had a 5 riders start, I believe, today.
Well, it looks like we've lost most of the teams out there today. As everybody's coming to the line, as you can see. Vienna Latte just to the line. The last ones to go were that WCC team. And as they come to the line, we'll start getting their times in. And I believe there they are. Wow, I got lucky on this one. Just found them. Is this the Lizzie Armistead you were talking about? No, this is me. Anne Pumala, Diane Ferguson, Emma Remwick, Giovanna Fantusio, Gretel Panils, Lisa Armistead, Luis Glone. That is and Rhiannon Needman. These are all names. They're a little bit newer to me, honestly, but we do have 61 races in for Luis Gloin, actually, most experienced rider on
Lizzie
this.
Armistead is the maiden name of Lizzie Dinan, the world champion.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Thank you. You're like, no, Nathan.
I mean, I don't know if she's ever. Not super familiar with her being on the Zwift platform.
I
Actually,
get a feeling that the reason I thought that is because I have commentated on her maybe once or twice, but I'm not.
it's certainly
positive.
possible. Yeah. She's one of the all-time greats out of the United Kingdom or Britain. Yeah.
Now, only 3 left for this WCC team, though, so that's going to make things a little bit difficult on the day.
You got about a K to go.
Oh, this is going to be riders who are dropped. Because look, they finished. So these were actually riders who were dropped, it looks like. So 4 have gotten across.
I think everybody's pretty much finished
last
for
3.
the.
Yeah, it looks like. Let's go ahead and jump on in for our results here out here today, as they will just be coming in. And as we do, it looks like for the men's side of things, Innovation Euro Alien smashing it out there today. As go ahead and take it away for us, Dave.
You bet. Let's take a look at what we've got here. As it was a 3017, ooh la la, in our high end Dopios, the INC Euro Aliens. That's insane. And it was only 9 seconds quicker than NZ Bro Slurtzik there, taking the silver medal. Again, these are different time zones. We didn't see INC. They were in zone 4. Zone 1, who started off the day, was where our friends from New Zealand were racing for that 3026, 30:43 the time for Cryogen Gulls, who are racing with us here. So that's going to be our fastest time out of the Platinum League. And then Z-Sun, our Hercules, out of Zone 1. 4th fastest time with a competitive 31:37.
I just want to highlight NZ Bro there in the Doppio again, coming out of the woodwork, and that was not seen last week. So that's a pretty big deal, actually, to be 2nd overall in the world right now, up against the Innovation Euro Aliens, who are a crazy fast team. What were the world record times again in the Doppio? Wow, NZ Bro are flying because that was actually set today. That Innovation Euro Aliens is the fastest time, actually.
Wow.
So that tells me that NZ
They were
Bro only 9 seconds off.
Yeah.
We might be
incredible.
seeing some Premier Division teams popping up here with that kind of time coming in a Doppio class. Pretty cool to see. Great to see NZ Bro showing up. And that's kind of the theme of the week. It seems like suddenly out of nowhere, New Zealand's at the top. Eat Dirt, come on in. 30:55. Adam Racing Team Photons now. Only less than 2 seconds back in 2nd place. Dirt Diggler at 31:02. It's going to be TSC Waffles there in 4th. Down and Dirty Vipers in 5th. Evo Warriors in 6th. Evo Espresso in 7th. All within the minute there for that top 7. Amazing job with that 31:39 to 30:55. And then it's going to be Valhalla Moiner, only 1 second off the 1 minute mark that we saw there at 8th. It's going to be Outsiders there in 9th. WMZ All-Stars in for 10th place. And Eat Dirt there coming out of that.
How does that
Zone
do
1.
as far as the fastest time ever? 30:55 is pretty quick for espressos. And
Eat Dirt. Yep, you're right.
There you go.
It is Eat Dirt. So, wow, a lot of. So, something's going on here, Dave.
yeah,
We're not messing around right now.
I just was saying
We're
how
not
you
messing
wouldn't see
around.
any record set. Yeah, well, good job. Really
Well, I
impressive.
think it speaks to it's starting to heat up. I think things are starting to heat up or cool down, I should say, perhaps.
Right, exactly. Kirkmeyer Frappe won. This is a race we spent some time with today, and you can see that they will take the fastest time. Top 3 all coming out of Platinum with R3R ACDC, the silver, and Uwe Kotter 2 in bronze spot. It's out of zone 1 for Eat Dirt 007 in 4th fastest time. Pawaka Waka's. Nice to see them getting a shout out. Look, only 1 second separating them from the 4th fastest time there for Cryogen. Pawaka Waka's in 5th. Vikings Valganite in 6th. Team CLS B52's 7th fastest time up to the moment. INC Alien Invaders 8th, R33 in 9th. And then Uwe Kotter ZZ 10th fastest time. They're coming from out of the 16 different zones that we race out of.
And real quickly, for the fastest times that have been set, this is the one that I think Evo Vortex 1 have been holding on to for a while, a little ways off. Evo Vortex with a 31:28 a while back, so close, but no cigar today for the frappes in the men's side of things. In with the latte, Viking Valhalla 33:21. Team Type 1 Lancets come on through. All Platinum League all the way through to 7. So this is a very committed crew here showing up for the Platinum League. To get in here, you really have to want it because they are so competitive at this level. Team Type 1 are our Woolly Rhinos. That's for third. Team ODZ Destroyer Cookies, they fall backwards. They were at the top spot, actually, I think at that second check mark, but then fall back 39 seconds. Trojan Emo is coming for 5th. Valhalla Rito in for 6th. Ether 2 for 7th. Tequila Chasers for 8th. That is the new WLC Wahoo Lacole team. Good to see them in 8th there. PFC Lancaster in 9th. And two guys Nada, they faded a lot, actually, as Nada were pretty far up there early on. And now all the way back to 10th place. I did see a little bit of Darren Green coming in from the BRT Tequila Chasers. They were. WLC Tequila Chasers. Sounds like some recruiting has been going on around the community. Is that our drama alert? All right, go ahead. Mochas.
It was all Rhinos all day long as our Sumatran Rhinos getting it done with the 36-27. Look at how Platinum League stacks up the top 6 and 7 of the top 8 times from around the globe. Adam Racing Team Krypton, second fastest time, 37-29, and it was close because of 37-38 was our third fastest time from the Friday Criterium TFC Hurricane. Then you've got Valhalla Dragvandil in 4th spot. 5th right now, Evo Flux Jaffa Cakes. Cryogen Robinson 6th. The Renegades from TBR. Big Ring 7th. That's going to be Giant Camden Holy Rollers with the 8th fastest time, and Golf the 9th, and WMZ or 10th fastest time. Up to this moment, that's all our mochas out there today.
And then you can tell ZRL is coming because Canyon Esports has shown up and thrown down a 33-41. They do have some new recruits as well. Be on the watch out for some of that. I think you'll start noticing some different names on some of the teams as there have been, just like we saw the movement recently between Sagan moving around teams. You've got, I mean, this is the time of year, right, Dave? You start seeing a lot of different
silly season, they call it.
Silly season, yeah, exactly. So watch out for Canyon Esports. They're out there practicing. Cryo DT, it looks like Toyota's team there in for 2nd. NZ Bro Cheese Rollers. I thought they were going to take down Cryo. They came across the line flying, but Cryo at the back end of the course in that last 6K end up bringing it back. What a move.
That's impressive.
Yeah, well,
they did that with 4 riders. That's 4 against 8. One of them was Luis Camps. It's extremely world-class team, I should say.
I think it's just, well, we got to ramp this up. Luis heads to the front. I mean, it's probably something along those lines. But BBB, the beautiful, brave body. If you're over 40 riders, they're amongst the women doing an awesome job. That's going to be Sarah and Crew in 4th place, followed up by B2B there in 5th, and TFC Vixen in 6th.
Isn't it funny, Nathan? We've talked so much about how impressive our Zwift community is, but over 40, it sounds young to me now, to be honest. Right? I mean, like the Owls are scoffing at an over 40 team, and they're like, whatever, juniors.
That's true. That's actually really funny. That's what's on side. Pull it off again. And a 34-35, they actually set the new course record in with this time for Sox Watts. Nice job to them. Then it's going to be Evo Comets coming on through for 2nd, 25 seconds back. Crush Pod for 3rd, 54 seconds back. Z-Scout Alba for 4th, and WMZL there in for 5th place. In for the Frappes, in the Vienna Frappes, Vienna Lattes, Dave.
Yeah, Crush Pod 2. Absolutely love what these women are all about. And a 36-37, getting it done. It was a Platinum League battle out there. Was that enough?
Yeah, it was. It was. They actually, lots of course
They did
records
it.
today. This is awesome to see. Really awesome.
WTRL Watts UPC at 44 seconds back, second fastest time. Vegan Bees out of zone 4. Way to go, Bees. They're our third fastest time. Fourth is the Evo Meteors TBR Smile On. That's fifth. Z Sonar Person. Just in front of Z Sonar Pluto there for the sixth and seventh fastest times. And then R3R Spice Girls rounding out our eighth fastest times so far today. Still got a few zones left to get out and race, but WTRL team time trial number 121 headed to France, and it was sweet. That was a great day of racing.
Kirschmer Vienna Latte won. They pull it off out here today with the 37.54, also setting a new course record. I think something is going on here with this course.
I have to just...
Like, why is it so fast? Like, I mean, everything is course record. So maybe Martin can give us a little bit of an insight as to why that might be. But Kirschmer Vienna Latte.
Is it the UI?
It may be that. I mean, it may be just the quality of field, the changes up in how they can build the teams. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe
our racers get better and better. That's for sure.
Brava's there for second. WCC Infernos, they were the fastest last week. Gonna have to settle for third though. Rave C Euro, this is a really good ride from them in fourth this week. Rocky's there in fifth. Adam Racing Electrons in for sixth. Kirschmer Vienna Latte 2 in for seventh at 136. Evo Sparks 154 at 8th place. Live by Cycling, they bring it back. The Owls, just chatting about them, Dave. In for 9th place, they were in zone 8, so they have qualified again for PL. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them next week out on course. Evo Stars.
Right on, Owls.
Yeah, great to see. Evo Stars for 10th. And speaking of next week, number 122, we are in for the Figure 8 out on Watopia. This is a interesting course. The Figure 8 does both sides of the Watopia Hilly course with a little bit of Ocean Boulevard mixed into it. So I like this course. Great course to do actually for a team time trial as it really pushes all of the ability levels. So make sure to sign up 8 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. Central time by Wednesday. And watch out for an email for those features as well. Well, Dave, that's going to be it for us here on the WTO TTT number 121, number 122 coming at you next week. The classics. Again, I'm going to hype it up because Innsbruck Ring is absolutely awesome. Make sure to start signing up for Classics Rundum Innsbruck. Check out World of Zwift. We've got 2 awesome features that Dave and I have both helped put together. Zwift Inside Knowledge, Race Inside Knowledge for this course with Innsbruck Ring. One of the funnest ones I've put together. And Dave, you headed to see one of our mutual friends in New York, actually. So I wonder if that's going to be on. Is that one on?
I think it will be. Wait, I just did I just heard from our editing team, and it sounds like everything went well with the final voiceover. So I think we're going to be good to go. Can I tease it? I won't even tell you that we're heading out to Montauk.
Not the Montauk.
Yeah. So that might ring a bell for you.
Climbers rank 1 for quite a
World's
while.
team member.
Yeah.
Right?
Top 10 worlds. Okay, I think we've
world number 1 in Zwift, more or less.
Wish she could go plaid, but only her friends can.
But that was this week's guest, Christina Grossman.
And Christina Grossman. So
yeah, it's super fun. Yeah, great
awesome.
day of racing.
I'm really excited to see how that goes, and fun to see what the editing team did with the with everything I threw at them, because I threw a lot at them when it comes to Innsbruck. There was so much there. I gave them a lot of work, I think.
Well, I love that course too, Nathan. The racing is always good over in Austria. That's for sure.
Yeah,
so,
one of the things I said is that race, relentless is the word. If you want to make things happen, you can be relentless, or you can just sit back and wait for the leg snapper. So that's kind of the play there. But if you want to, there's always an opportunity. And that's why I like that course, is because it gives you always an opportunity to do something. So it's a great, great course, actually. All right, everybody.
See you Tuesday.
Yeah,
look forward to seeing you Tuesday.
The Classics race. Make sure to sign up over at WTRL.racing. If you want the TT results and you haven't seen all of them here on the broadcast, obviously go check those out. And we'll see you next week for the Classics. As always, everybody, right on.